As a beginner, the first thing you want to do is get used to the feeling of understeer. And this is when the car pushes out. As you can see, the first thing we're going to do is just drive around in circles, make sure that you are in an open area and you can just turn freely. So with your drift car, you're going to stay turning like this. You can see that I'm applying extreme angle, and you want to really get used to this feeling of understeer, because this is really crucial to understand. This is what you actually don't want to feel many times when drifting. And so if you feel it now, straight away from the start, you'll understand what kind of feeling you don't want to feel when drifting. So in order to reduce the amount of understeer, you release some throttle and also steer less. Because what happens is you're turning the steering wheel a lot, you have speed, and your car just pushes out straight without actually turning. And this understeer is a loss in grip at the front tires. This is what you actually want to reduce. So now we'll go on to the outside view. You can see this understeer effect as we're turning, and I'm applying a lot of angle at the steering wheel and throttle, and I'm just pushing myself out. Look, you can see over here there's a forward push, and this is the understeer, which we do not want to have when we're drifting. Even the feeling, there's a slight feeling when you're drifting where you can actually feel understeer to a certain extent. Of course, it depends on the situation. Number 2, this is slipping the rear tires. So this is the second thing we want to do. We want to get used to slipping the rear tires, and you have to use the throttle over here to slip the rear tires. This is something crucial, of course, to drift. As you can see, I'm flooring the throttle and turning the steering wheel, and like this, swinging the rear out, and this is called oversteer. So this rear swing at the rear of the car is called oversteer. This is when we start sliding, or in our case, we're going to drift. And this is the opposite of understeer. So this is the opposite of what we previously practiced. So here this is what we actually want. We want oversteer, controlled oversteer, that is. So as you can see, you can notice the rear swinging out as I'm applying throttle. So this is going to be our primary tool that we're going to use to drift, the throttle. And number 3, it will be countersteering. This is part 3. So after applying throttle, release the steering wheel and then catch the steering wheel. You can see in slow motion that I apply throttle, and then a few milliseconds after, pretty much, I release the steering wheel and then I catch it at the appropriate angle to continue my drift at. For now, we're just focusing on initiating the slide or drift, in this case, since it is so short. And you can see that I'm just applying throttle, I'm initiating my drift over here, and I'm countersteering. If you hold the steering wheel, you can spin out because you run out of angle. Remember that with the front tires, our main objective is to use it as a guide to the path that we want to drive over. So good countersteering, you can see over here that I release the steering wheel, then catch it at the appropriate angle that I want to drift at, and the path that I actually want to drive over. Keep the drift going with throttle and smooth steering, so you want to be very smooth with the steering wheel. The smoother you are, the better, but also that is a good indication of how good your throttle control is. So the better your throttle control is, probably the smoother you'll be at the steering wheel. This is from the outside view. You can see how smooth the drifts are over here, and you can obviously understand from here how vital the countersteering is to drifting, because that is where you want to guide the car to go. So that's what you use the steering wheel for, to guide the car in the trajectory or the path that you want to go over. So you do a couple of these, make sure that you get better at them, and then part 4 is maintaining the drift. So here we are prolonging our countersteer and throttle control to make sure that we maintain the drift and not straighten out. So you can see that I'm modulating the throttle to maintain the drift. And You can also try driving on a higher gear, in this case from first to second gear. So on second gear there is more wheel speed at the rear, since it is a higher gear, so we can slip the rear tires more easily. And you can see also how much more angle I'm driving at with the second gear, on the second gear. I'm also very smooth on the steering wheel, as I emphasized before. And also on a higher gear, remember, you'll probably drive on a higher gear when you want to drift at a higher speed, because there's more slip and there's more difference to the ground speed that you're going over to slip the rear tires. So you can notice the higher angle, the higher drift angle on second gear from the outside view over here. You can see that I have a bigger radius of drifting over here. And now we'll go to part 5. Part 5 is the donut initiation. So now we'll move on from the flat area. We'll go to a place where you have a point of reference. In my case, on my left there is a white and red barrier that I'll use for reference. And just like before, we will start initiating our donut. And the difference over here is that we have an actual point of reference to drift around. And that's really important to practice, because then you have a set trajectory or path that you actually want to drift over, and you become more precise, of course. So focus on countersteering, make sure that you do both sides, both left and right, so clockwise and anti-clockwise. You can see that over time, over practice, you should get better and prolong your drifts. And this is part 6 actually, so you should maintain the donuts longer with practice. You should get more fluent with throttle control and smooth steering. Make sure that you're not really violently turning the steering wheel. So focus on throttle control and smooth steering. You can see my throttle graph over there at the bottom, it's green. That's the line that's ever changing over there. And from the outside view you can see again how smooth the donut is over here. There are no sudden angle corrections when drifting, for example. It's all smooth and all good. That's what you want. So then I will show you a good donut example which you should be aiming for. So you can see in this example, realistically you should get here over time eventually. You can see that I'm making some small adjustments at the steering wheel to adjust the trajectory or the path that my front tires are going over. And over time and a lot of practice, you should get smoother at it. Make sure you keep at it, of course, and practice a lot. So if you're interested, I have my SimDrift ebook linked below. It is the top link in the description. It goes through different driving techniques, setups, and even things like preparing to compete for competitions. Thank you for watching, please like and subscribe.